Southfield, Michigan residents are pretty pissed off after offensive flyers began circulating in a neighborhood there. One of the overtly racist political flyers said, "Let's get the blacks out of Southfield in November, and let's take back our city." They were apparently distributed in mailboxes throughout the region over the weekend. Now, Margaret, unfortunately, there was no one there to see who was putting these things in the mailbox, because as of now, we still don't know who's behind it at all. So as you can see behind me, on the front, it features the names of 5 white public officials, 3 of which are running for mayor. That's what they meant by when they said, let's get the blacks out in November. Now, like I said, we don't know who's behind it. We don't know the motives at all for this. There is a statement from the city, though. Here's what they had to say about this. The city of Southfield is proud to be a diverse community that is inclusive of all people. Southfield elected officials, staff, and residents of numerous ethnic and religious backgrounds. They work effectively together every day to maintain the high quality of life that we have all come to expect and appreciate. They also went on to say that no officials or staff condone this type of negative, deconstructive propaganda. So, again, we see extremely racist images. There's another image with a cop with a KKK veil on top of his head holding a gun to a young kid holding Skittles. They're obviously referencing Trayvon Martin. There's even another one that actually shows Trayvon Martin, and they call him a thug. So really strong messages that they're trying to send here, and we don't know who's behind it. And it can go either way.
You know, that is the question on the table. Who would do something like this? And you really have to assess the motivation. I don't think that one of the men running for office is behind this, obviously, but just the imagery that this is depicting. You know, you have a police officer in a KKK hat, or headdress rather, pointing a gun at a kid with Skittles. So, you know, just that imagery alone is just really, it's designed to incite fear and to let people know that they're hated in a very specific way. I don't know who's behind this, but that's a form of hate speech, whatever it is they're trying to do here, and they should be prosecuted as such. That image, though, of having a police officer that is a member of the KKK, that's not too far-fetched, because in this country, the history, you know, the long-standing history, especially in the South, law enforcement officers were members of the KKK. We saw the Selma beating happen on that famous march, where they actually had the Confederate flags. Not to say that those cops were members of the KKK, but they had the Confederate flag on their helmets when they were beating protesters. So that imagery, you know, it's designed. The motivation behind it is really yuck. Yeah. Really, really yuck.
To say the least.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Right. But you know, again, though, I want to say, look, these images, right, extremely racist. So my question is, was somebody like the KKK behind this? Because we have reported in the past of the KKK putting leaflets on people's doors, throwing things out of windows, right?
The jelly beans. You and I covered that on the lip, that, you know, they're trying to do anything they can.
Or are these activists who are coming out and saying, look at these officials, this is obviously fake, but this is what they're really thinking. Right. Because, again, we're talking about a city with 73,000 residents. 70% are black, 24% white, majority of black. Yet everyone who's running for office here is white. And maybe that in itself could even be a statement.
I mean, you're absolutely right on that. I hope that they find it. I have a hard time believing that there wasn't a single little old lady home who didn't see somebody put something in her mailbox.
Presumably they did it late at night. No one was around to see. I know. I wish they maybe could have gotten a glimpse or caught someone behind it so we could know what this is all about. But for now, it remains a mystery. People are pretty pissed off. It's making the whole community look bad. So you can imagine how people are pissed off, especially given the fact that, you know, here you have flyers completely disrespecting Trayvon Martin, calling him a thug with his picture on it. You see KKK members holding guns to young kids' heads. So extremely graphic images that are very, very offensive, and it's pissing a lot of people off. Let us know what you guys think. Who could possibly be behind something like this and what they're actually trying to say? Let us know in the comments below, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the Lip TV 2 for more.